You went to bed at 10 and woke up at 6, giving you 8 perfect hours. So why do you feel like absolute garbage when you should feel rested? Ever wonder why your friend who only got 6 hours looks ready to run a marathon? Meanwhile, you can barely form a sentence before your second cup of coffee. Today, I'll explain why 8 hours of sleep can make you more tired than 6, like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand why chasing a magic number might be the exact reason you're waking up feeling like you got hit by a truck. Here's the deal with how your brain actually works. Your brain doesn't experience sleep like a light switch. Sleep happens in cycles, specifically 90-minute cycles. Each one takes you through different stages. You start in light sleep, the shallow end, where you're barely under. Then you drop into deep sleep, the good stuff, where your body repairs itself, builds muscle, and clears out mental junk. After that, you hit REM sleep, where you dream about showing up to work in your underwear. Then you come back up to light sleep, and the whole cycle starts over. 90 minutes, round and round, all night long. And here's the kicker. Where you are on that ride when your alarm goes off makes all the difference. When you wake up naturally at the end of a cycle, floating in that light sleep zone, you feel fine, maybe even refreshed. It's like getting out of an Uber that's smoothly pulling up to the curb. Easy, no drama. But when your alarm yanks you out of deep sleep or the middle of REM, that's sleep inertia, the groggy feeling that sticks around for hours. Your brain has no idea what just happened, and it's not happy about it. It's confused, it's mad, and it's definitely not ready to answer emails. So let's do the math on what's actually happening when you sleep. 5 complete cycles gives you 7.5 hours of sleep. 6 cycles gives you 9 hours total. 8 hours means 5 full cycles plus another 60 minutes, which dumps you right in the middle of your 6th cycle. You're waking up deep in restorative sleep, or tangled up in some REM fever dream. No wonder you feel worse than someone who slept less. You didn't get not enough sleep, you got mistimed sleep. But here's where it gets even more interesting. 8 hours in bed doesn't mean 8 hours of actual sleep. You climbed into bed at 10 p.m. and your alarm went off at 6 a.m. That's 8 hours in bed. But were you actually asleep that whole time? Or did you scroll Instagram for 20 minutes? Lie there thinking about that thing you said in 2011? Get up to pee twice? Wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason and stare at the ceiling? All of that counts as time in bed. None of it counts as quality sleep. Sleep efficiency is the ratio of time you're actually asleep versus time you're just lying there hoping your brain shuts up. If your efficiency is low, 8 hours in bed might only give you 6 hours of actual rest. Now let's talk about what destroys that quality. Alcohol is the worst offender. Yes, a glass of wine makes you sleepy. Yes, it knocks you out faster. That's not sleep, that's sedation. Alcohol might get you unconscious, but it wrecks your sleep architecture. You skip over the deep sleep stages your body needs to repair muscles and consolidate memories. Instead, you bounce around in light sleep and your REM gets chopped to pieces. And blue light from your phone, it's not just about falling asleep later. Everyone knows staring at your screen before bed delays your circadian rhythm. But studies show it also reduces the amount of deep sleep you get even after you fall asleep. It messes with your melatonin production and fragments the quality of sleep you finally managed to get. Here's another thing nobody talks about. If you're waking up between 2 and 3 a.m. regularly, that's not random. That's your body trying to tell you something. It could be a cortisol spike, your stress hormone throwing a party in the middle of the night. It could be a blood sugar crash if you're not eating enough before bed. Or it could be sleep apnea, where your airway keeps closing and your brain has to wake you up just to remind you to breathe. If this is happening more than once a week, it's not bad luck. It's a sign. Talk to a doctor. This matters because we've all been sold the same lie. 8 hours of sleep. That's the magic number. Doctors say it, apps track it, your fitness tracker judges you for it. But nobody told you that 8 hours is an average, not a prescription. Some people need 9, some feel amazing on 7, and almost nobody feels good waking up mid-cycle just because they hit some arbitrary number. You're not a robot. You're not one size fits all. You have a specific sleep rhythm, and if you keep ignoring it to chase a number, you're going to keep waking up tired. So here's what actually works. Stop aiming for 8 hours. Start aiming for complete cycles. Count backwards in 90-minute intervals from when you need to wake up. If your alarm goes off at 6 a.m., try falling asleep at 10:30 p.m. for 7.5 hours. 5 complete cycles. Not 10 p.m., not 11 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Try it for a week. Track how you feel. Some people thrive on 5 cycles, others need 6. You might find that 7.5 hours of aligned sleep makes you feel completely different compared to 8 hours of fragmented chaos. And if you need 9 hours, great! Just make sure you're hitting 6 full cycles, not some random number because a headline told you to. Now fix the quality issues. No alcohol within 3 hours of bed. I know, I'm fun at parties. But if you want to actually sleep instead of drifting in low-quality unconsciousness, it matters. No screens an hour before bed. Or at least use a blue light filter and turn your brightness way down. Your emails will survive until morning. Your Instagram feed will still be there. And if you're waking up in the middle of the night regularly, don't just ignore it and chug more coffee. Talk to a doctor. Get a sleep study if you need to. Figure out if it's apnea, blood sugar, cortisol, or something else. You can't outwork bad sleep. Your body will win. It always does. Here's what drives me crazy. We treat sleep like it's optional. Like you can skimp on it during the week and make up for it on the weekend by sleeping until noon on Saturday. That's not how this works. Your body doesn't have a rollover plan. Sleep debt is real, and you can't erase it with one long night. You need consistency. Same bedtime, same wake time. Even on weekends, even when it's annoying, even when you'd rather stay up binge-watching a show you're too invested to quit. Your sleep environment matters too. If your room is too warm, you're sabotaging yourself before you even close your eyes. Your body temperature needs to drop to initiate sleep. And if you're sleeping in a room that's above 68 degrees, you're fighting biology. Get a fan, open a window, turn down the thermostat, and if your mattress is older than your last relationship, it's time for an upgrade. You spend 1/3 of your life on that thing. Light exposure during the day matters just as much as avoiding it at night. If you're sitting in a windowless office under fluorescent lights all day, your circadian rhythm has no idea what time it is. Get outside in the morning. Even 10 minutes of natural sunlight tells your brain it's daytime, which helps it produce melatonin at the right time later. Think of it like setting an internal alarm clock. Without that morning light signal, your body's just guessing when it should start winding down. To recap what we've covered here, sleep happens in 90-minute cycles, and waking up mid-cycle is why you feel terrible even after 8 hours. 7.5 hours of complete cycles often beats 8 hours of missed time sleep. Time in bed doesn't equal time asleep. Your sleep efficiency matters more than the number on the clock. Alcohol destroys your deep sleep and fragments everything. Blue light doesn't just delay sleep, it reduces quality even after you're out. If you're waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. regularly, that's your body waving a red flag. Cortisol, blood sugar, or sleep apnea are usually the culprits. Stop chasing 8 hours like it's a magic cure. Start chasing complete cycles and high-quality rest that actually matches how your body works. So here's the real question. Are you going to keep forcing yourself into someone else's sleep schedule because a number sounds official? Or are you finally going to listen to what your body's been screaming at you every single morning when you hit snooze for the 4th time?